So we're actually brewing today. There's the kettle. We have some of the ingredients right here. That is the, what would you call it, brewing paddle?
It's the sacred brewing paddle.
Sacred brewing paddle?
Yes. Brewing beer is a sacred event. It requires a sacred paddle, and you always must have a beer in hand while brewing.
It's definitely a good idea.
Especially after...
Well, we had to sacrifice. Yeah, well, we sacrificed one glass carboy with 6 gallons of water. So we went and got another pail, this time plastic. Yeah. But the beer it's going. You can see it there. And what did you, wait, you got this for us. This is a Harvest Ale, and you told them we had hops, so yes. We're going to use the hops that we grew.
Harvest Ale uses the Cascade for the dry hops, which go into the primary fermenter. So we're going to use the hops that Ted grew.
We've taken all the grains out, as you can see. It is a really nice hue. Scott's taking a temperature right now. We're just trying to get up to 200 degrees before we put the extracts in. As you can see, there is the extracts.
You don't want it to burn to the bottom.
Yeah, you got to keep stirring it. So
actually,
it's at a rolling boil, as you can see. Well, as you can see,
I slowed it down. Almost had a boil over.
Almost had a boil over. But once we're done with once we get this stirred up a little bit, we're actually gonna be adding the bittering hops, which is the pearl hops, which is right here.
Yeah.
And again, these are pellets, so the only actual hops we're using that we grew are the ones that are in
the dry hopping with those.
The dry hopping with those.
Yeah, you don't want to add these during a rolling boil because they'll cause
boil over.
An absolute boil over.
Now we just have to turn up the heat.
Yeah.
Do you smell that?
The best part about brewing is the smell.
Yeah, that scent is just amazing. You know the timer's going to go off as soon as we put this in. Right? It's alright. So, as you can tell, it's gotten a little bit dark, so we have our floodlights on, and we're about to add the finishing hops. These are the, I can't remember what they are, the fungal, no, the Irish moss and the Columbus hops. So we're adding that in. We've turned it off. It's been about 60 minutes. We're just dumping them in. We got to bring this back to another boil for about 15 minutes.
5.
5 minutes.
Low boil.
So there's our hops. You can see it right here. This is actually all of the Cascade. As I said before in an earlier production, it was about 1.15 ounces dried. This is all the hops we did in a dehydrator. The pellets that came in for the sanitizing. Don't burn yourself. I mean, the pellets that came in for the dry hopping, and that was about 1 ounce. And then this is our hops that we are going to add in. So it's about 2 ounces of hops. So we're using our hops as extra hops.
What's that?
Now we just got to cool the wort. So there is the kettle in the sink on top of bricks. We're waiting for it to cool. It's going to take about an hour, I think.
Yep. We're pouring the chilled down wort into the primary.
It has the dry hopping hops in there. Well, it's our hops along with the pellets as well.
Our temp is currently at about around 100 degrees. Once we fill this up to 5 gallons, we should be right around 70, which is perfect.
Yeah.
Between 60 and 70 degrees.
60 and 70 degrees. So you can see the thermometer in there in the foam. It's the aeration. You add the rest of the gallons of the water into the tank here.
Sanitize my hand before I go in here.
We're taking the initial gravity reading of the beer.
It's about 1.48. .46. 1.46.
Okay. So there is the beer. It is in its final resting place. Well, almost final resting place.
Our stomach's is final resting place.
I guess our stomachs is our final resting place. It's in its primary fermentation right now. So we have this small little cabinet area that is away from the cats who romp around the house a lot. So it's locked, and it's got a little pan underneath it, but it's the perfect area to keep it. So we're going to keep an eye on it and let you know exactly what happens.